fellow babies. Welcome back to the Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Hope you're watching on Patreon and are a Patreon patron. We appreciate the patronage. If you're watching on YouTube, please look at the instructions on the YouTube or the description on the YouTube channel. It'll tell you how to go to twitch.tv and link your Amazon Prime account, and then you can subscribe as a Twitch Prime member to the SIFTD service, and that will have Amazon pay Shane $2.50 a month. If you can pull that off, it's a technological challenge. I hereby challenge all of you to try to figure that one out. Our first question this week from YouTube, from Marvin Oriana. Do you think that both 343 and the Coalition should each have two teams working on different IPs like the current Naughty Dog model? Yeah, good question. I think it's hard to do. And most of the studios that have multiple teams have essentially multiple studio heads. So, if you think about like Respawn working on a Star Wars game and Titanfall, Vince is probably nominally the head, but he's the Titanfall guy, and they hired Stig Asmussen to kind of run the studio that's making the Star Wars game. It's hard to find that talent, and I don't mean to suggest those guys don't exist. They're out there, but it's a monumental undertaking to build two, independent teams. So yes, but it's no different to have 343 with two teams than to have a new studio. It doesn't have to be called 343. To have the Coalition with two teams or just build another studio. So Microsoft announced 5 different studios, they were adding or acqui-hiring at E3. Who cares if we call those, Team B at 343 or Team B at the Coalition? It doesn't really matter. I think that the answer is more studios are better. Is it better to have a 300 or 400 person studio working on multiple games like Bethesda does? I guess if the quality is that good, it is better, but it's hard to pull off. It requires a special kind of skill set to manage multiple projects. Guys like Todd Howard have that skill set, and they can pull it off. Not everybody does, so I don't know if Bonnie Ross at 343 or Rod Ferguson at Coalition have the skill set to pull that off. Let's ask them next time we see them, and I will. Next question from YouTube, from Anil Ram. And Anil, on YouTube, you're going to go to twitch.tv and link it to your Amazon Prime account and subscribe to SIFTD on Twitch Prime, right? Hello from Montreal. Yeah, you can do that in Montreal. Why do you think Rockstar has not yet announced Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC? Is it because they're hoping to get customers to double dip and purchase a game twice? Or does Rockstar Take-Two have a deal with Microsoft and Sony so that it remains exclusive to consoles for a set period of time? The second part, maybe, but I doubt it. My guess is, for real, that they just haven't done the PC version yet, and they'll do it a little bit later. I can't remember a Rockstar game that launched on PC day and date with console. Everyone has come out on PC later, and usually 6 months to a year later, and I don't really know why. They could be working on these in parallel and releasing at the same time. I just think that they don't. I think that the PC version tends to have higher specs than the console version this many years into the cycle, and I think that they want to polish it and make it look that much better, but I can't answer anything about Rockstar. Those guys do what the hell they want, and I don't think it has anything to do with Sony or Microsoft. I think it's that the Housers just have determined that it's better to get a console launch, get the marketing support from Sony and Microsoft, and then they'll worry about a PC SKU later. So other than that, don't know the answer. But I can tell you, if you want to play Red Dead in October, you better have a PlayStation or an Xbox. Okay, our next question from Twitter, from @FlyingCanucks. Hey Pac, as a primarily single-player gamer, the recent trend of Battle Royale games has been frustrating. Have there been any gaming trends that have caught you off guard or any you wish would go away? How long do you think Battle Royale will stick around? Okay, I'm actually really baffled by your question. Like, that's like saying as a hamburger aficionado, it really pisses me off that there's Chick-fil-A's. So what you're really saying is Call of Duty doesn't have a single player campaign. And that pisses you off because they sacrifice that for Battle Royale. And the truth is that, I think had Treyarch known that Battle Royale was going to be a thing in mid-2017, when they're halfway done or 2/3 of the way done developing Call of Duty, they would have, had they known it a year or two earlier, they would have had Battle Royale multiplayer and single player all at launch. They had to divert some resources away from something in order to make the Battle Royale mode. My guess is they just took some of the people off the single player campaign, and that's really what happened. So I think that in the future, you're probably going to get all three. You probably get a single player campaign, a multiplayer mode, and a Battle Royale mode. And I don't think you should care. That's like saying McDonald's added salads and I don't like salads. Who cares? Let other people enjoy them. So I've frequently compared Battle Royale to chicken nuggets. And back in the 70s, when McDonald's made Chicken McNuggets, nobody else had them, and they gained some share. And now everybody has them, and everybody got their share back. And some have improved on chicken nuggets. So instead of being chopped up, pressed pieces of crap from chicken, they're now tender chicken tenders with breast meat and strips and whatever. That's what Battle Royale is going to do. It's going to get better and better and better. So the truth is, it's never going away. Is there any gaming trend that I wish would go away? Yes. The trend of whiny gamers to complain about everything. I wish that would go away. Our last question this week from SIFTD, from ZN Trip. Hello, Mr. Pachter. Bethesda recently sued Warner Brothers Interactive, alleging, among other things, that the new Westworld mobile game infringes on its copyright for Fallout Shelter. Which was worse for Warner Brothers, the copyright infringement claim or the claims that it induced the third-party developer to breach its contract and steal trade secrets from Bethesda? How do you think it'll be resolved? So if in fact, as alleged, the same developer used the same game and copied the same copyrightable, vault dweller, multiple levels and movement among rooms and same thing, then yes, Bethesda has a good case. I don't think that's difficult to prove if it's the same developer. If it's the same developer, they'll find some code that shows that they copied the same idea. They'll find some notes, whatever. If it was a different developer, and it's not, but if it were, it's harder to prove because you have to prove that the second developer knew about the first game and in fact copied it, because it's not all that unique. Like in Fallout, vaults are below ground and there's levels. In Westworld, there's all sorts of vaults below ground and levels. So that's not all that unique. I mean, Westworld, that would be like Bethesda suing HBO for the show, and I don't think they would prevail on that. In this case, same developer is, again, let's see what the judge says, but the same developer kind of creates a rebuttable presumption that the guy knew about it, because he developed the first one, and he does in fact have the first-hand knowledge of what he created for Fallout, and so creating that for Westworld, that lends itself to a presumption that maybe he did copy. So my guess is they're going to prevail. Bethesda can't stop HBO or Warner from making a Westworld game. They can do that all they want. They just can't copy the format. So they've got to come up with their own thing, and I'm not sure exactly. I didn't play the Westworld game, so I don't know. Most of these copyright infringement claims, the first thing is to stop making the game, so they will. The second is to disgorge their profits. They probably didn't make much. So Warner Brothers not really bad at all, except opportunity costs, that they didn't get a game out because they made the bad decision of hiring the Fallout developer, and then the Fallout Shelter developer made the very bad decision of copying the same copyrightable stuff. Copyright means that no one can copy, and you kind of have a risk when you hire the same developer that they're going to copy. So it's kind of like if you remember back in Guitar Hero and then Rock Band, the same developer, Harmonix, made the first Guitar Hero, and then they made Rock Band, and I believe there were lawsuits flashing back and forth then, and it was a problem for Rock Band. I remember that that there were issues because if you remember, like the notes on the guitar were flashing and stuff. The difference is that Guitar Hero was guitar, Rock Band was a band, so there were drums and there were singing and there was other instruments. And then, of course, what did Guitar Hero do? They came up with their band version. So, you know, it's pretty common for people that come up with an idea to kind of mimic, emulate others. Emulation is the sincerest form of flattery. You can look that one up. It's, I think, a Shakespeare quote or something. When somebody copies you, you should be flattered because it means that you had something worth copying. But that's why copyrights exist, because if you come up with something novel and unique, someone should not be allowed to copy it, and that's what copyright law is all about. So my bias is Bethesda wins, Westworld game stops producing the way it is, the developer, you know, resigns in disgrace, and Warner Brothers gets a new developer and makes a completely different game. They may have screwed up their opportunity because Westworld was truly bad in season 2. I don't know if you watched season 2, and I'm not going to ruin it for you because I can't. It's incomprehensible all the way to the end. I still am not sure what the hell happened, and I'm not even sure I care. And my wife and I, when we were watching season 2, I actually said to her, I'm not sure I'm even going to tune in season 3. Like, they may have lost me where I don't care anymore. The characters aren't interesting anymore. I just don't get it. And that thing went from one of the best shows to one of the worst. If you're watching us on Patreon, thank you for your patronage. If you're watching on YouTube, please get somebody in your family who's tech savvy to walk you through how to sign up for twitch.tv and then link to your Amazon Prime account. And then as a Twitch Prime member, subscribe to the SIFTD channel so Shane gets paid. It costs you nothing other than a minute of investment to do all that. And Twitch will pay SIFTD for your viewership. So thank you so much if you're able to do that. If I can plug a TV show for you though, Killing Eve. Watch that show. Best TV show I've ever seen. Okay, wow. So yeah, it's amazing. Wow. Only 8
Best
episodes.
Best TV show you've ever seen.
Better than Breaking Bad.
Wow.
Better than Breaking Bad.
Wow, I'm going to check it out.
Watch it. It's on BBC America. I doubt you can watch it now because it ended about 6 weeks ago. My God, what a great show. And the thing that's cool about the show, it's written by a woman. The protagonist is a woman. The antagonist is a woman. And all the men are generally pretty stupid. Like, they kind of do dumb things, and the women are brilliant. It's
so kind of like the real world.
It's brilliant. It's brilliantly acted. And the woman who plays the bad guy, the bad girl, I've never seen anybody so great. Jodie Comer, I think is her name. I've never seen her before. She's British. She plays a Russian with a French accent. She's unbelievable. The show is phenomenal. Watch it. It's like complaining about Wikipedia. Jesus, it's free. You know, in fact, I pay Wikipedia $50 a year just because I use it so much. I think that they deserve that. But it's voluntary. So don't complain about stuff that's free. Get over it. If you don't like it, don't use it.